What's up, everybody? Hope you're having a great day. Thanks for joining us for this episode of the Bourbon Pour. I'm Jordan.
And I'm Brian.
And I have been looking forward to this video for a really long time. Today, Brian, tell everybody what we're doing.
Today we're going to talk about some rye offerings. Some of our favorite ryes that are out there, that ones either just some solid ones that are just go-tos on a daily basis, and some are just the ones that are just all-out bombs.
So, some of our favorite ryes. So I'll go ahead and kick this off here. We each have 4 on the bar side here. I'm going to go with this King's Family Distillery Rye Conic. So this is a twice-barreled straight rye whiskey. They do source this from MGP. This is 7 years, 7 months. It's 111.5 proof. So it's right in my wheelhouse on proof. It's the double barrel. This is a fantastic distillery. Check out the card up here somewhere. We had an interview with Cara King. She's a co-owner with her husband Justin. They do fantastic things. And this is just an exceptional rye. I love it.
Love it. We've had that, and just a cool story from you being down there, and they actually gifted you this bottle.
They gifted me a light whiskey.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This one I had bought.
They were just really generous.
Yeah,
they're
great people.
Really good to us, and good to you while you were down there.
Yes.
So just really cool, awesome offering.
Yeah.
Well, for name dropping, I might as well start with my name drop. So the Prideful Goat.
Yeah.
This is an unfiltered cask strength. Comes in at 115 proof. This is, I don't know if it's completely owned, but I know part of the owner is Randy Sullivan from the Bourbon Real Talk. Okay. And that is just a solid offering. I've never really seen it around here. I was in Florida, and I came across it, and we were driving, so I was able to partake of it while I was down there, and then bring some of it back. Yeah. But that's just it's a
little bit.
Really, a little. We still got a little bit left. That was back in December, though. So
that's right. Don't be too hard on Friday. Anyway, thanks Randy Sullivan for making this whiskey. He also contributed to our silent auction for our event that we put on the Bourbon Pour for Seymour Main Street. So thanks, Randy, if you happen to watch him. Appreciate it. Next one up, a little bit harder to find, but it's probably the most bourbon-friendly rye there is. That's the Pikesville. This is Heaven Hill, and it's 110 proof. This is like barely a legal rye, I think. It's like 51% rye. Of course, rye whiskey has to be 51% rye. It's the same as bourbon, just instead of corn, rye. Yep, flip-flop. So it's aged at least 6 years, and like I said, it's probably harder for people to find. It's not something you're going to see all the time, but it should be around $55. So that's an excellent price for an excellent proof, excellent flavor profile. Love that one.
If you look at the tag, it says Rye of the Year and number 2 World Whiskey of the Year. So it's got some pretty good accolades.
Yeah. So nobody's complaining about Pikesville Rye for sure.
Okay, well, my next one up would be the new Riff. It's a single barrel rye. This one in particular comes in at 114.8 proof. Their ryes, if you're not familiar with new Riff, you need to get familiar with them.
Yes.
Everything they're putting out right now is phenomenal. They came out strong out of the gate on the ryes. They were rye heavy. That's still primarily what they make, but their bourbon is taking off and is phenomenal too. It's about a 2-hour drive from us, and I've been over there 3 times in the last few months, and I just love that place. And you can hardly beat their rye. It comes, I think it's around 50. The single barrel's around $52. Yep. But it's for the money. It's just great value.
Good stuff. And I think if I remember right, you were saying that they were. And I know you said that was like a big part of their business is rye. That you thought bourbon, but rye is like what they're known for. Was that?
Yes,
which was shocking to me because I think because their bourbon's so good. And that's all that I had really. That's all that I had experienced was their bourbons until you had that.
Yeah, and they have some other offerings that are kind of little higher end offerings that are ryes that are just phenomenal.
Yeah, nothing out of New Riff is bad, so go and get it. Next one, you just know that I can't make a list of favorites without something from Wild Turkey. And this is the Rare Breed Rye. And I'll tell you, proof real quick, is 112.2. Barrel strength, rye out of Wild Turkey. This is like $60, maybe a little bit more than that in our area. and it is phenomenal. I feel like this one gets overlooked all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I think
something you hear much about.
Right. The reason why is because everybody talks about regular old rare breed because it's so phenomenal,
which is pretty
good, and legendary and everything. But this is so good. It's got the a lot of times, Brian, for me, there's a lot of ryes that have what I refer to as a bubblegum note.
Mm-hmm.
Tastes like pink, big league chew bubblegum. That is one that gives me that note as well. And I just love it. If you cannot find this has corn in the mash bill too. A lot of ryes will have either a 94% rye and 6% malted barley. Some of them are 100% rye, and then other ones add corn. So that corn gives it a little bit of a sweetness, a little bit of that bubblegum note. Although I do get the bubblegum note out of some that are even 95.5s. I don't know why. Maybe I'm weird, but. I will say this real quick, just because these two bottles are side by side. This is an allocated item. If you cannot find this, go buy this. Mm-hmm. They're similar.
Yeah, definitely. So. Okay, well, my next one is from our home state of Indiana, Hard Truth, the Sweet Mash Rye. This one in particular is a barrel pick, the Vat and Barrel, which is a local bar here in town that they did. It's 119.5 proof. Just phenomenal stuff. They are knocking it out of the park. And honestly, I thought that they did a 95.5, but they don't. I just did a tour over the weekend, and it's a 94.
Six.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you said
my pause on my face. You might see that on the camera. I was like, wait, hold on. Where's he going with this?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, it's 94.6.
Yeah. When you said that, I was like, that's what they told me in the tour.
Gary told me that at the tasting at Vic's.
Okay. And if you've never done the tour at Hard Truth, you need to check it out. Yeah. Cool place, awesome. They have 325 acres of just pure heaven. Yeah. Just a cool place to go to, relax, and there's so much to do there. So, but definitely, and their ryes are knocking it out of the park. Their bourbons are phenomenal too, but their ryes it's
really where it's
right
at.
there. Yeah.
And look for the card up here too. I'm all about cards right now for this video, I guess. Brian went. Part of our summer travel series, went to Hard Truth, filmed it, and did a little voiceover talking about all the cool things and showing you what's all over at Hard Truth in Nashville, Indiana. That is one of the best ryes that I've had, truthfully. Mm-hmm. You said it was like 4 years or something like that?
I think it's 4 years.
That's got to be some of the oldest stuff they have, so check it out. You could probably still get a bottle at Vat and Barrel.
I think you're going to be bringing the big dog out.
So you're going to go with that
I'm going to go next.
Okay.
We'll let you do that one last because I think that one's going to kind of steal the show. But Green River is my last offer that I've got. It's a 95 proof, around 34 to 39 bucks, somewhere in that range. And for a low end offering, if 30 bucks is the low end now, it is phenomenal. It is one of the best. I would probably honestly drink it almost over anything rye that I've got. Even though I do love some of these bottles, but just for the money, it is so good. I
was getting ready to say the exact same thing. That this bottle, I think, it's 30, 35, I can't remember, but I love this one. I love this one. Love all these. All of these are 50 and above. Mm-hmm. You can't beat that. Yeah, I mean, it is just exceptionally good, and it's a 95.5 rye. And it is a bourbon-friendly rye, though, so be sure to check out. If you're just getting into ryes, don't want to risk a lot of money, that's a perfect place to start. Mm-hmm. Nobody's going to be mad about that. So, last one here. This is a...
With no further ado.
Right. You know what's funny? I own a Thomas H. Handy. It's not on the bar top. And I would pick this one every single day of the week over it. Mm-hmm. I do love Thomas H. Handy. Man, that sounds bad. I don't know. Maybe I ought to get it just to show you guys. But this here is my cream of the crop rye whiskey that I have. This is an old Overholt 10-year cask strength. It's 121 proof. This was $110, $120 after tax. Got in Kentucky, and I don't know. It comes out Jim Beam.
Right.
It is phenomenal. I don't know what the mash bill is on it, but this is a brand that Beam resurrected. Used to be produced in Pennsylvania way back in the day. For a while, this was the only rye whiskey that was being produced in the U.S. because rye just kind of, after Prohibition, rye just kind of went away. Overholt brand stayed up to date. And if they make a bonded version of this, and go buy that as well. It's like 25, 30 bucks. and that makes a great old fashioned.
Oh yeah, their
don't
lower end offering is awesome. That bottle's so good. I don't know if we put that episode out yet.
Yeah.
But when that comes out, you're gonna find out we loved it. It was at the time. I think it was in my top 2 or 3 of what I had all year. I have added a couple to it.
Yeah.
It's in my top 5.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal.
For sure. And being a rye, I think you probably have a little leeway with that because they're so much different than bourbons that it's hard to compare.
Yeah, it was an experience. It's great, a great bottle. So.
It was one I was really looking for quite a while. Saw it in a store and I was on my way to vacation and I was like, there's no way I'm going to spend $110 on a bottle heading into a vacation not knowing what I'm in for. And Erica was like, I've heard about old Overholt 10. You need to buy it. You need to get it. And when your wife tells you...
She's a great wife.
When your wife tells you go buy a $110 bottle of whiskey, what do? You go grab it. And you know what? Great judgment because, oh my gosh, I would buy a backup if I could find one. And if this bottle looks familiar, the shape, old Granddad 114 bottle. Same one.
Yeah.
So
that's
anyway,
awesome.
Kind of cool. All right. So even though I have a Thomas H. Handy and it didn't make this list, which is kind of funny, I do love that bottle.
I have one too. Yeah, it didn't make my list either. So but it's phenomenal.
It is phenomenal. It can be a little bit hot.
And hard to obtain.
Some
of these are going to be ones you're going to be able to see in your market.
Yeah, that's another thing is that's hard to obtain too. But these are all I mean, I love it. All of them. Mm-hmm. And but you all know, if you've watched any given amount of time, you know that I love rye whiskey, and you're really coming into rye whiskey too. So all right. Well, with that, let us know what your favorite ryes are. Put them in the comments below. We're probably missing a lot of brands out there that are making phenomenal ryes, and we want to know about them. So just put them in the comments below. And we're going to end the episode the way that we always do, and that is when you're with your family and your friends, always share your whiskey.